The one thing you can't avoid in life is suffering. But what if I told you suffering is not what destroys you? It's the lack of meaning behind it. Because a person can endure almost anything, as long as they have a reason to keep going. And most people don't. When we're no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Between stimulus and response, there is a space, and in that space lies our freedom and power to choose. Suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning. A man who becomes conscious of the responsibility he bears toward a human being will never be able to throw away his life. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. Happiness cannot be pursued. It must ensue as a side effect of one's dedication. What is to give light must endure burning. The salvation of man is through love and in love. If there is meaning in life at all, then there must be meaning in suffering. Suffering is an unavoidable part of life, even as fate and death are unavoidable. Without suffering and death, human life cannot be complete. The way a man accepts his fate and all the suffering it entails gives him ample opportunity to add meaning to his life. Even in the most difficult circumstances, life retains a potential meaning. Man is not destroyed by suffering. He is destroyed by suffering without meaning. The more one forgets himself by giving himself to a cause or another person, the more human he becomes. We must never forget that we may also find meaning in life, even when confronted with a hopeless situation. To suffer unnecessarily is masochistic rather than heroic. If suffering can be avoided, the meaningful thing to do is to remove its cause. Life ultimately means taking responsibility to find the right answer to its problems. Each man is questioned by life, and he can only answer to life by answering for his own life. No one can become fully aware of the very essence of another human being unless he loves him. Love is the only way to grasp another human being in the innermost core of his personality. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Human existence is essentially self-transcendence. The more one aims at success, the more he misses it. Success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue. What man actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving for a worthwhile goal. Mental health is based on a certain degree of tension. Man is capable of changing the world for the better if possible, and of changing himself for the better if necessary. In some ways, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning. Freedom is in danger of degenerating into mere arbitrariness unless it is lived in terms of responsibility. Responsibility is the very essence of human existence. We must not ask what the meaning of life is, but rather recognize that it is we who are asked. Self-actualization is possible only as a side effect of self-transcendence. The more one forgets himself, the more human he becomes. Trying to be happy makes you less happy. The more you chase happiness, the more it escapes you. Fulfillment comes from purpose, not pleasure. Life has meaning under all circumstances, even the most miserable ones. The last of human freedoms is to choose your attitude. You cannot control what happens, but you can control how you respond. Meaning is something you must discover, not invent. Even when everything seems lost, life still holds a hidden meaning waiting to be discovered by those willing to search for it. A person does not truly break because of suffering, but because they fail to see a reason to endure it. The moment you find meaning in your pain, it no longer controls you in the same way. Human strength is revealed not when life is easy, but when everything seems to collapse and you still choose to move forward. What defines a person is not what happens to them, but how they choose to respond to it. Life does not promise comfort, but it always offers an opportunity for meaning, even in the most difficult moments. The deeper the suffering, the greater the possibility for finding a deeper purpose behind it. A man who understands why he lives can endure almost any situation, no matter how painful it becomes. Purpose is what transforms struggle into something that can be carried without breaking the soul. Without meaning, even the smallest difficulties feel unbearable. Life is constantly asking something from you, and your responsibility is to answer through your actions. Every moment, no matter how painful, contains the possibility of meaning if you are willing to see it. Suffering becomes destructive only when it is empty of purpose. Even in the darkest conditions, the human spirit can find something worth holding on to. The search for meaning is not a luxury, but a necessity for survival. When you stop searching for comfort and start searching for meaning, your entire perspective on life begins to change. Pain is inevitable, but despair is a choice that comes from losing sight of purpose. The greatest tragedy is not suffering, but living without a reason to continue. Your life gains direction the moment you accept responsibility for its meaning. True strength is not avoiding pain, but facing it with a reason to endure. True strength is not avoiding pain, but facing it with a reason to endure. Meaning is not something given to you. It is something you must discover through your own experience. A life without purpose feels empty, no matter how comfortable it may appear from the outside. When a person loses meaning, they begin to lose themselves. The question is not what you expect from life, but what life expects from you. The more responsibility you take for your life, the more meaning it begins to reveal. Happiness is not found by chasing it, but by dedicating yourself to something greater than yourself. The human spirit is stronger than any condition as long as it holds onto meaning. Even when you cannot change your situation, you can still choose your attitude toward it. Your freedom lies in how you respond, not in what happens to you. The meaning of your life is not something abstract. It is built through your choices. A person who has a reason to live will always find a way to endure what seems unbearable. The absence of meaning is what makes suffering feel endless and overwhelming. Purpose is what turns pain into something that can be faced instead of feared. Your life is shaped not by circumstances, but by the meaning you give to them. Even in suffering, there is an opportunity to become something stronger. The moment you find meaning, you reclaim control over your life. Life never stops having meaning. We simply stop seeing it. The search for meaning is what gives life its depth and direction. In the end, it is not suffering that defines you, but the meaning you choose to give to it.